Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops, the great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, to the men on the highways and the byways that are pushing out this word, truth, and sincerity, and to the remnant, men, women, and children of the elect. To you all, I say shalom. My name is Ahmawan, Ahyash, and I'm back with another lesson through the power and the spread of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I wanted to do a quick lesson on some breaking news concerning Nero 47, who we know as DJT. All right, and if you know your man Donald Trump, man. You know, he's doing everything possible to when I say he's making everything possible, it's really the Lord. But man is he fulfilling prophecy. And it's a beautiful thing to witness, man, because we are truly in the spirit. Like we believe that these are the times. This is the time of the end. This is the time where we're going to see, Babylon completely unravel, and it's going to be through the actions, okay, of the ones that are in authority, the ones that have the actual power and to say so, as these prophecies come to pass, whether it's the wars that are being taken place, the unjust laws that we're going to see. We talk about, the draconian measures that Esau, Edom will be taking in these last days. And this is just a part of it, what I have here on the screen. So these are the things that we're actually looking forward to. We're watching for Esau to really turn, all right, and really be that guy, really take the mask off and really show his true colors, because he's done it in a subtle way, right? When it comes to how his rulership, okay, and within his rulership, he has done things very subtly. He has enslaved. He has used his propaganda. He has tricked. He has performed many levels of witchcraft that has really put a strangle, all right, and a stronghold on those who are living under him, okay, and that goes for your so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, but also when you look at the world under Esau's rulership, just in general, it's a state of chaos, it's a state of confusion, it's a state of uncertainty. People don't really know. People have trusted Esau because, like, what else do you do? Esau has made it so that you can't really go outside of his system and really survive. So you're like forced to put your trust in him. And then, as time goes on, Esau disguises things as he has good, as it's all good intentions, but it's not, because he's the devil. All right. So this article from CNN, all right, this screenshot that I have, it says the Justice Department is bringing back the firing squad as a manner of execution in federal death penalty cases. It says Trump's Justice Department is bringing back firing squads for federal executions. And this is not something that comes as a surprise to us, those who are in the faith and understand this man and who we're dealing with. This is not surprising to us at all. To the average, maybe American citizen, the average Babylonian, those who have drunken the juice and really believes in this man and his system, it may come as a surprise to you, but we're not surprised. We know who this man is. We understand what he brings to the table, what he offers. He's the devil, and this is just right up his alley. Okay, his blessing is the sword. Of course, he would think of things like this. Okay, now, real quick, this is the actual article. The other one, the screenshot was from CNN. This is from NBC News. I just went and Googled it. It says DOJ recommends bringing back firing squads in federal executions. In a new report, the Justice Department noted the challenges of procuring the drugs needed for lethal injections. All right. It says President Donald Trump's administration plans to add firing squads, electrocution, and gas asphyxiation as alternative methods of executing people convicted of the gravest federal crimes, it announced on Friday, noting difficulties in obtaining drugs for lethal injections. Okay. So you got firing squads, electrocution, and gas asphyxiation. So you just imagine somebody getting electrocuted to death. You see it in the movies. That's an old method that they're looking to bring back. But that's a very, very heinous, sort of cruel way to, to get rid of somebody. I'll use that term. Okay. It says the recommendation came in a Justice Department report fulfilling Trump's promise to resume capital punishment at the federal level in his second term. In his first term, which ended in 2021, he resumed it after a 20-year gap, executing 13 federal prisoners with lethal injections in his final few months in office. So again, we're not surprised by this man, but we are watching his every move. Okay, because this is a way to continuously make Esau bare and for the prophecies of the wicked being revealed to be fulfilled. Because ultimately, that's just what this is. The wicked's being revealed. All right. And for you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans that want to constantly and continually give this man a pass, and you're concerned with his salvation and God's judgment for him, as you would put it, you're gonna come to find out who this man really is. All right. Let me see. Among the actions taken are readopting the lethal injection protocol utilized during the first Trump administration, expanding the protocol to include additional manners of execution, such as the firing squad, and streamlining internal processes to expedite death penalty cases. That's basically it. I just wanted to actually get to that. And he has a history of doing this, so this is not new for him. It's just bringing it back. Okay. And I got a couple of precepts lined up. This will be a short lesson. I just wanted to get into it and show what this man is up to. Okay. We know that Esau fit DJT. Okay. Nero 47. He fits the bill. Isaiah 19:4. The Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord. Those Egyptians, meaning you Americans, you modern day, okay, Babylonians, all right, you Americans, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahawashi of hosts. And Donald Trump is that cruel lord. He's that fierce king that shall rule over. And you can see the brashness. Hey, yo, this man has been back in office for not even 5 full months. He's going on his fourth month. Okay, January 20th is when he was sworn in. It's April 20th. He's literally been back in office for 3 months, man. For 3 months, and this man has, oh my God, he has been just absolutely freaking maniacal, with his judgments, with his um, with his acts. It is, but we know this is what it's going to come to. It's a sign that Babylon is falling. It's a sign that Babylon is falling, because the Lord said He'll give this place over to a cruel Lord, right? And this is we're expecting this type of stuff these type of laws, draconian measures, to increase. Well, this is not the end. We're going to see more and more of this as time goes on. And that's a beautiful thing, because that's what we want to see. All right, let's get a couple more precepts. And speaking of this, the scriptures talk about persecution and how persecution shall arise. So tying this into the men of the Lord and what we're going to have to face, some of the men of the Lord will have to face, the persecution that's coming for standing for Yahawashi, and some of the measures that Esau will take against the men of the Lord. We understand that this is possible for some of us. Okay? This is the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10, and it reads, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Yeah, so like I had to pause the video. I'm going to read that again. This is Matthew chapter 5 verse 10. It says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." So the persecution shall come, and we understand that. So these things that we're going to see with these measures that Esau is going to be taking in these last days, it lines right up with prophecy. Okay. Verse 11 says, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." All right. And that's a part of that's us counting the cost. The scriptures say, when thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare thy soul for the trials, okay, the persecution, everything that comes along with serving the Lord. You have to always think and remember how Yahawashi and what He went through, and knowing that we have our lot when it comes to that persecution. It's a big part of this thing. Okay, suffering for Yahawashi. Okay. Revelation chapter 20 and verse 4, it says, "And I saw thrones," because this is what this reminds me of. When you think of persecution, when you think of these types of measures that Esau's going to take in these last days, you think of what the scriptures say, these firing squads and electrocutions, and even going into the guillotines, right? Revelation 20 and 4, "And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahawashi, and for the word of Yahawashi, okay, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or on their hands, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years." So there is no, getting through this without a level of trial and persecution and a heavy test of your faith, because the elect is not going to give in to Esau. The elect is not going to take the microchip. We're not going to take any of his jabs or anything that he has to offer. And because of that, there are going to be men who are going to have to give up their lives for that exact sake. Okay. So we know what the scriptures say. So we know this isn't so surprising to us. Okay. We know what the scriptures say. And we know what's ahead of us. Okay. We get into some precepts that are, well known. Revelation 12 and 12. We know Esau's coming down with great wrath. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay? Why do you think Esau would want to implement these types of executions? And this is just him in his individualship, okay, knowing that he had but a short time. He wants to, come forward and bring forth his new world order system. And whilst doing so, he's going to, be the devil that he was created to be in his fullness, right? That's what his new world order system is about, being the devil in his fullness, okay? So Esau knows that he had but a short time, so he's going to come down with great wrath. And that's our expectation of this devil, okay? Revelation chapter 2 and verse 20. Okay. Notwithstanding, I have a few things. It's like, that's not what I'm looking for. It's like, 2 and 10. Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, and ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay? So, fear none of those things. We're not fearful of this. Okay? Because we know if we are a part of the elect, and that's our whole fight, that's our whole battle, the Lord is going to protect us. Okay? The Lord shall cast you and some of you into prison, and you may be tried. You shall have tribulation 10 days, but be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. That's the whole goal. We are willing to suffer for Yahawashi's sake. If you're not willing to suffer for Yahawashi's sake, you have no place with him as a member of the elect. So we know what this is. We know what we're into. We know what we signed up for. So now it's just a matter of, enduring and praying that the Lord is with us in these last days, man. Because that's what it comes down to. The Lord being with us. We're not going to be able to fight Esau off on our own. We're not going to be able to, if Esau comes snatch us up, we don't have the ability to, really fight this man, carnally. It's all through the power and spirit out by Yahawashi that the elect will be delivered from these types of situations that arise. Okay, and we know it, and we expect it. All right, one last precept, Slakia. This is the book of 2nd Ezra. Precept to what I just read. Okay. Because when persecution that shall arise, being faithful, the Lord's going to give us a crown. All right, let me highlight it down here at the bottom, 2nd Ezra 2 and 47. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of the Most High, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood stiffly for the name of the Lord. So standing stiffly for the name of the Lord is, is what we're looking to maintain, because we're doing it now to a degree. But when persecution arrives, when Esau comes down with great wrath, when he starts to, come with a certain vengeance, it's going to be that much more important to hold it down, have that faith. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time we have to maintain in those times, all right? Because that's what this is about. It's about standing stiffly for for the name of Yahweh by Yahawashi, all right? Because there really ain't nothing else to live for here on this side. We're not of this world, all right? We're of the world to come. This world is for many. The world to come is for few, and that's our stance. And we're not budging, Lord willing. No matter what Esau says, no matter what he comes with, no matter his intimidation tactics, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're not living for this world whatsoever. The scriptures say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This is not our rest. Okay, we're not here for this place. All right. So I'm going to end it there. I hope you were edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Bakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders, the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who will. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.